Welcome back once again to the best online open day in the Netherlands. Well, we have a question for you guys, which is...
Not for me.
Yes. Which is, do you already know what you want to do after you are studying? Now you. I'm still going to ask you that question.
What I'm going to do after studying, I will still tell you, I don't entirely know yet. But we're starting to form a vision. So third year by now, so we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm really in either project management or consulting in a sense of intercultural sensitivity, communication, kind of that direction. But we'll see where we end up. How is your
my process? Well, I do want to go into content creation. Of any sort, like something like this is also very nice. You know, I'm currently working for the local film festival here. Okay. And just like on the first day that I came down from the office into like the hall where the old people were, I was like, oh my God, I love live events.
All the people or the old people?
No, all the people. Okay. Also old people, because it's a film festival. There are a lot of older people. But this year, actually, a lot of younger people, a lot of people that also from my study. And yeah, like, I think something along those lines, maybe I can combine it somehow. I mean, I'm also like kind of creating content for them right now as well. I think that would be what I would like to.
And I mean, that is exactly what you're studying, basically, right?
Yeah.
So that goes well, that works out together.
Pretty much.
Let's take a look. Wow, we have a 50-50 at the moment. Half of the people know. I think it's quite impressive when you already know what you want to do, because in all honesty, I still don't, as you can tell.
And now it's even more than 50%. That's like, I mean, you're still not like even in your study yet. So I'm very surprised, not surprised, impressed. Some
people might be doing masters, but still.
Oh, true. Yes. True.
I
did not think of that.
Nice. Quite impressive. I think we're still going with the flow, figuring it out. To be fair, we still have 1.5 years until we're done our bachelors. 2 years, basically.
Yeah, true. Actually. And there's like a whole internship in between, a whole like 9 months. Where we maybe realize that what we wanted to do is not what we like to do, or another way around. Like, I think there's still a lot left to be done and to be figured out, so we have a very clear idea
of what we're going to be doing. Yeah, NHL Stenden helps a lot. But that's actually kind of what I want to talk to my guests about. Career opportunities, what can you do after your studies? How does NHL Stenden help?
Makes sense, right? Because they're all studied here, right?
They all studied here, different studies. So I'm actually really excited to talk to them.
I'm going to sit on the side and listen.
Sounds good. Maybe you can learn something.
Yeah. Once.
Hello. It's good to see you all. Good to have you back, some of you.
Nice to be back.
Would you like to introduce yourselves real quick? Maybe starting with Kabir, who's online.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes. All great.
Thanks. My name is Kabir Adimola Adegun. I'm CEO at Plata Nigeria. I also work a day job at Zoll as a full stack software developer. Pretty much I'm 24 yesterday I turned 24. That's pretty much about me.
Happy belated birthday, I think, on regards of all of us. Shakira, would you like to continue?
Yeah, sure. Shakira Johnson, an old IHM student, and I currently work in Amsterdam at a company called Cargill, and I'm in the sustainability department.
Yeah. IHM is hotel management, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah. International Hotel Management. Thank you.
And how about you, Mohammed?
I'm Mohammed Mustafa. I'm a recent international business graduate. I'm working at the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in Bonn, Germany. I lead communications and also youth partnerships.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think this is always one of the most exciting talks for me because, of course, you're so far ahead of where I am at. But I think it's great to talk to you and see what did NHL Stenden actually do for you and what did you take away? So, Shakira, I'd like to start with you. You studied hotel management, as you just said. Most people think this only prepares you for that exact field of study. Would you say that is true, or what is your experience?
So it definitely prepares you for hospitality, the hospitality industry, but it certainly prepares you for all different types of industries, right? I clearly have left hospitality. I used to work for the Hilton hotels, which was great, but I wanted a different challenge, and I realized the study that I did had so many diverse things that they taught us. It allowed me to do what I do today. So, for example, you have to help me out again. What is it? It's not PBL. It's the
design-based education.
Yes, design-based education. So that's a fantastic example. Basically, you're in a room, right? Technically a boardroom with a team. I mean, your students, but in the real world, that's exactly what happens as well, right? You're with a team. So you have someone that's leading the meeting. You have someone that's taking notes. You have different discussions. I mean, it seems like this is just a very simple, easy task, but it's exactly what happens in the real world. And whether that's in the hospitality industry or in another industry, it prepares you.
That's good to hear. Is that maybe whoever wants to share? You look.
I do agree with her as well. Design-based education is what we also use right now in our workplace. For sustainable development goals, we come up with campaigns every year. So we have to come up together with agencies and with ourselves, and then we have to brainstorm, but we have to go through all the process, we have the feedback, and then we have to test, and then we go back if there is any issue. So design-based education is what I every day do. And after studying for 4 years and completing 12 different projects, I feel like I'm a pro in design-based education in the work right now.
In the real world.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
I see Kabir nodding as well. Do you have any real-life examples you would like to share?
Yeah, I can actually add a couple things, actually. I can remember back when I was studying, the way in which, because I'm an IT student, actually, the way I was an IT student, the way we studied was essentially, we had projects where we had to work in project groups, you have the leader, scrum master, and you have to use those methodologies. And these are things that I use in my everyday life. I also applied myself, when I started my startup with friends back home. So like you have everybody following a certain way of, working. And this is something I already experienced back at school. So it was just natural.
Yeah. You're speaking about your startup. I heard there was something big happening recently. Would you like to share some more about that?
Yesterday we actually allowed a couple of early adopters access to the beta version of the application. So it's basically a simple tool that allows SMEs, business owners or small-scale businesses in Nigeria effectively manage their inventory, manage orders, manage their finances. So it's a simple tool to be able to document orders, accept payments. And this is something that you might assume is readily available back home. It is to some extent, but not. We're a country of over 200 million people. Not everyone has access to the right way of doing things or have the means to afford it. So we made it easier, and we're starting with 100 users.
And how would you say NHL Stenden helped you to grow your own business and to have some basic setup for that?
I would say confidence. I remember a lot of the projects we had. I'm pretty much doing everything I did at school, but more like every day now. There's no stop. I plan things the same way I normally do at school. It's pretty much the same. So I really owe a lot of that to the education indeed.
That's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that. I would actually like to ask you, Mohammed, you're working very internationally. You said you worked at the UN. Do you see a difference in skills, attitudes, and behavior from you coming from NHL Stenden compared to other people?
Well, yes. So first of all, when I was studying here, I studied with a diverse cultural and multinational students from different countries. So that gave me an access to understand how different people work together. So as soon as I went to the workplace, that didn't allow any room for conflict between work colleagues, because I already knew how to talk with them, how to work with them, and I knew how everyone thinks. So that gave me a very broad perspective. It also opened a very good opportunity for me to learn. I had all this fresh knowledge about how to run a business, how to do campaigning, and with their industry expertise and my practical knowledge, it fostered collaboration. It fosters a very good development of a campaign and how we can do it. And also how we interact with each other, the opportunities that we had in NHL Stenden, the student associations and different activities that we do. It also helped me take new perspective and ideas compared to them being working in their field for a long time. And of course, it's a Platinum University. That means I was involved 50% working in different companies while I was studying here.
Yeah.
So that made me more skilled compared to, for example, others who were not from the Platinum University.
Yeah.
So it was a very good mix between a fresh graduates and expertise, and it fostered a very good collaboration.
Yeah. I see Kabir nodding.
Yes.
You're also saying, yeah, I relate to that. I think it's really amazing because basically what you're all saying is you do things in university that you maybe don't even notice, but in the end, you just apply it to the work field and it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah. So we were actually just talking backstage, and we were mentioning how as students, we partied quite a lot. Leeuwarden is fantastic, by the way, to party, I'm saying. Definitely. But when you party, actually, you're indirectly networking, right? And because it's such an international school, you're networking, you're getting to know people, you're in that kind of atmosphere. But at the end of the day, it's exactly what you do later on. And we do it through LinkedIn, we do it through things like this, right?
Yeah.
That we don't know each other and now we can connect. But those are also skills that you're learning. And it's not intimidating to have such international people around you because you're so used to it. It just becomes natural. So yeah.
Yeah, I was telling her in short, jokingly, when you are a student, you meet for party, and when you are professional, you meet to build partnership. And the part is always common in both.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Party, partnership. Yeah.
Well, I think that's great. You know, if we can go party and still have something useful for later on,
100%.
a lot of students would really love that. And hearing that, I think it makes it even better. The two of you, Kabir and Shakira, you actually stayed in the Netherlands after your studies. Maybe starting with Kabir, can you share a little bit for why you chose to stay and what kind of opportunities that opened up for you?
Personally, I chose to stay basically out of convenience. I was doing an internship at a really great company called Planon. I spent my entire graduation internship there. They were impressed with what I was able to produce for the graduation internship, which is a very long topic, which I would love to talk about, but it's too long to talk about on here. So yeah, pretty much they offered me the job, and it seemed like a good environment to at least, start my career. So I jumped on it.
Yeah, so that also has to do with, we're going to come back to that later on. We have an education and practice talk where we're going to talk about, exactly that, internships. But that seems to play a big role in your lives. Mohammed also started cutting onto that. Shakira, how was it for you? Why did you decide to stay?
So in the beginning in Leeuwarden, first of all, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful city, right? I mean, I just took the bike again this morning and I was going into the old places that I used to go to. It's really beautiful. There's something about it that I find extremely charming. And when I was done with my studies, I realized actually I've fallen in love with this country. It's a beautiful country. Yeah. I love the people. I love the mentality. I love the culture, especially when you start speaking Dutch a little bit, then a whole new world is open for you. And I live in Amsterdam. I absolutely love Amsterdam. I'm very much a city girl. And in Amsterdam, you have everything you need. You have incredible amounts of, diversity in cuisine, You have museums, you have theater, a lot of different culture. If you want then the Dutch side, you can do that, but then you also have the international side. And there are lots of beautiful things to see in this country. So, I feel very much at home here.
That's also very nice to hear. I think a lot of us tend to say, okay, let's, do this and then we'll take the next stepstone and continue abroad. But I think then you're a prime example for saying, hey, it's actually, there's a lot of opportunity within here as well. And a lot of things that we can explore here. And I think that's also really, really beautiful. A question that I have is, how long did it take you, maybe going around starting at Mohammed, how long did it take you to find a job after graduation?
Well, I think that's the best part of doing the internship at the last semester. It didn't take me any time because when I was writing my thesis in December, I got an offer already in September.
Wow.
So then the process already started to recruit me, and the only thing that was between me and getting hired was my thesis and my degree. So as soon as I got my degree, I got hired. So it also told me just the skills that I gained from here and applied them in my work. So it helped me for them to realize that I am suitable for that position.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
Shakira.
Okay, so I did my internship in the Hilton hotels, and I worked very, very hard. Also something that we learned within our studies.
Yeah.
And same thing, I got an opportunity. They said, hey, we don't want to lose you as a talent, so we'd like to offer you this role. I took it, and it was great. And then through networking and through seeing, different opportunities and different companies in the world, I moved on to my next role.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know what I said? The opportunity knocked at our door.
Yes, but we worked hard for them.
That's
we
true.
worked hard for them. Yes.
Yeah, I very much believe that, but it really seems like basically you do your internship and then the chances of getting the job right after and being accepted are quite high, and then you can basically use that as you did as a stepstone to the next level.
Yeah, and if I may, also, 10 months sounds like a lot for an internship, right? There are lots of other schools that offer then 6 months, for example, or 5 months, and that's a lot more appealing. However, 10 months really gives you the opportunity to get to know not only your role, but also the different companies out there, also the different types of people, the different types of personalities, how to work, what exactly is working life, how does that look like? So I think that that's definitely a huge plus for NHL Stenden, to have that 10-month working internship.
Internship, yeah. But now you can actually see if you want to have it 10 months or just for a semester. So you can either combine your thesis and your internship, or you do it one semester each, a little more intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the point remains the same.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know if you have anything to add, Kabir, or if you feel like everything has been said from your perspective.
I completely agree with what she said. I wasn't one of those people who did a long internship. I actually broke mine in parts. I did one in my third year and then in my final year. That would, I think, looking at it now, I would agree with her. It would be better to, take your time to fully integrate into a company, understand exactly, like what you want. Perhaps maybe there are other options out there. Because eventually I ended up leaving Planon, but it was a great time regardless. I spent 2 years there, but it would be good to at least have the opportunity to, explore your options. So that is indeed a great addition there.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to come right back to you and ask you a follow-up question, basically. You're an international as well, and you're working in the Netherlands. Do you have any tips for potential new workers, for students, anything?
I would actually say something I'm struggling right now with is make sure you build a social circle here. You can't just focus in on maybe just studies alone, or when you're trying to look for a job, your job alone, because having that circle around you that supports you in the sense of like after working, you have people to talk to, mingle with, and network as well is very meant for everyone to take that very seriously.
Yeah, thank you. Can I pass the question on to the two of you, Mohammed, to start?
Sure. So, of course, Kabir already mentioned networking is very important, and and we have the university has lots of student associations. So the students should also join this association where they can develop certain skills, how to lead a team, how to develop a project, and they should also find opportunities to attend international conferences where they can mingle with other professionals. Yeah. And one thing that I would really focus is do not underestimate the power of social media. So take advantage of social media. And for example, the university is doing a lot of sustainability actions, and we have UN climate change conference happening end of this month. So go to your social media, write something about the climate change, learn something about it, and then post it, and then you will get more visibility. And then when you apply this, they will know that you are a very eager learner and you have skills, so you will get more visibility and amplified, which will also help you later in the stage.
Thank you. That goes for everything you've shared so far, of course, but I think this kind of was a really nice summary of everything you've said so far. I'm I'm going to ask you about Dutch skills as an international.
Yes.
Because you're still here, you're still studying, working. No, not studying, but working. Students are of course concerned. I don't speak Dutch. Is there a possibility for me to stay, even if I don't?
Yes. Is zeker een mogelijkheid om te kunnen blijven. So the reason why I purposely did that in Dutch is because I also speak Dutch. And like I said, that really opened a completely new world, right?
Okay.
Absolutely, especially in places like Amsterdam or Rotterdam, everyone speaks English, right? Even in Leeuwarden.
Yes.
But if you really want to integrate in the country, if you want to understand the Dutch mentality, the culture, it's really, really important that you speak the language. And I think we should be very grateful and honored that we're able to stay here, and the minimum that we can do for the country and for, you know, the population, out of respect, is speak their language at least a bit. So that would be my huge thing is, yes, of course you can stay. You in theory don't need to speak Dutch, but if you're able to do that and push yourself, you will have so many more opportunities that are very, very valuable.
Yeah,
To add onto that, when you, for example, apply to the UN jobs, they always require you to have an additional language. So learning an additional language gives an opportunity, and it will give you more skills as well for communication.
Yeah, thank you. Kabir, you also stayed. Do you have anything to add?
I don't speak Dutch, unfortunately. Yeah, it's too difficult for me. I love the language, I love the country, I love everything about the country, but I do not speak the language yet. It's quite difficult. I speak the languages already, so yeah.
No, but I think it's very fair. I mean, we have then basically the contrast, and it shows that both is possible.
Yeah,
and from what I take it, you're both very comfortable where you're at. And I think that's really, really great to see for all three of you. I think you've built great careers for yourself. You seem very excited about what you do. So thank you for coming today, and thank you for showing us what the possibilities are that we have afterwards.
Thank you for having us.
And I'll head
thank
back
you
over.
for having us.
And yeah, thank you.
All right.
Hi.
Hi there.
You know, like listening to all those very serious things about job and career, it made me hungry.
Okay, I think I know what's coming.
Yes, you guessed it. It's time for the show in our show. Yeah, from yesterday, right?
Cold.
Yeah. Yeah, just like on a Sunday morning. Whoa. Program update?
Yep. What's up? Okay. It's almost 1 o'clock. Wow, we're already 2 hours in.
It's crazy fast, actually. I was talking to some people backstage and I was like, it's already 2 hours past.
Oh, crazy.
Only 2 hours left.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we have study program live Q&A sessions happening outside of the live stream for international tourism management, for logistics management, creative business, international business, and European studies.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in that, click on the session next to the live stream. And of course, we have more.
Yes, because we have DBE sessions.
Design-based education
Design-based
sessions.
education, our innovative educational system, with Rokas, Zara, and Laila. And they're going to share their experience about the projects that they have been in and going to tell you a bit more how it's like studying at this university. And meanwhile, in the studio, we have a Day in My Life vlog session with... with Carolina and Joanna, and they will show you a bit how life as a student at NHL Stenden looks like through a vlog, and then we can answer all your questions.
I think that's lovely.
Yes.
And then, for those of you who have not been around for too long and maybe don't know how the platform works yet, we have a little update for you. If you're in full screen mode, please exit that so that you can see the whole platform. And then you will see 4 tiles right underneath us.
Yes, and the first one being study at NHL Stenden, where you can find the 6 reasons on why you should study at our university. We talked about those before. And Was there anything else on that, Taya?
Yes, design-based education, what is it? Any information you can find there. You can find our campus tours about the 3 different campuses, and you can find information on how to apply for NHL Stenden.
Exactly. And next to that, we have our degrees where you can find all the information you need about our study courses, including master's and associate degrees, of course, the bachelor's as well. And you can find videos, pre-made videos on those courses, and also you can find a way on how to get more information as well with your email address.
Next to that, of course, our open day program. So we still have 2 hours to go. Make sure that you mark whichever sessions you definitely don't want to miss as a favorite. And then just follow along, check out what you still want to attend. Also what's happening outside of the live stream.
Exactly. Like, for example, a one-on-one student talk that you would have to plan yourself. But there you can ask face-to-face questions to a student that you hopefully carefully chose with the intention of studying that study program maybe. And also, as always, we have next to the live stream the chat box where you can ask all the questions that you want us to answer or our guests to answer. We're always very happy to have them.
Yeah. Well, and then, of course, we have a Mentimeter that we use every now and then. So just make sure to have menti.com open so that you can enter the code whenever we need it. And we'll be right back.